Madam Speaker, my question is for the Minister of Education and Early Childhood Development. The members of CUPE Local 54 include developmental interventionists who work with thousands of Nova Scotian families every year, and inclusion coaches who provide coaching services to ECEs at early years programs across the province. These specialists were not included in the recent ECE wage increase, and as a result are now earning less than many of the ECEs whom they mentor. Will the minister commit to paying these workers what they deserve?
I recognize the Honourable Minister for Education.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you to the member opposite for the question. So our Nova Scotia Early Childhood Development Intervention Services plays a very important role province-wide in providing specialized services to families. And we and families and our educational leaders and staff greatly value the incredible and important work that they do. These are workers who are unionized, as the member opposite mentioned, and as we have done since we've taken office, we very much respect the collective bargaining process and the role that the unions play in establishing wages for these important workers. And so we continue to ascribe to that respect. We continue to respect that relationship and continue to work with the unions in resolving any questions around wages.
I recognize the Honourable Member for Cape Breton Centre, Whitney Pier.
I find that rich, Madam Speaker, considering how many times this government has gone outside the bargaining process to pay other sectors. And we can list them later. This government is risking families, children, and ECEs losing access to the important services provided by CUPE 54 employees. In the absence of a fair pay, many are facing the hard decision to leave this organization in search of appropriate wages. It's been a year since they asked for funding to increase their wages, and they have heard nothing from the government in response. Why would this minister rather let thousands of children and families go without these programs than pay these workers a fair wage?
I recognize the Honourable Minister for Education.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you to the member opposite for the question. So the member opposite is absolutely right. These are incredibly important workers who support our vulnerable students who are and do incredible work in our educational system. And so we do absolutely value that work. I would also remind the member opposite, though, that we respect the bargaining process. We respect these workers and these unions. We have done so much already to improve pay and compensation for this sector, who has been neglected for decades. So we've invested in our ECEs in childcare, 14 to 46% raises for those folks. We have bargained with and come to agreements with other employees and unions in our educational sector, and we'll continue to do that for these important workers as well. Thank you, Madam Speaker.